Hello, my name is Srina Kishan. So today we're going to talk about database threat. Topic we're going to talk about is database threat. So first question is why database is so why data is so important. So basically, what is data? Data is where a person or company or any item or a shop, all of them have a very valuable data. So the data is where you store all the information in it. So now we're going to talk about an industrial scope. So data is a very critical asset of any company. Any company, it's where they store all their data, and also in that company maybe you have the workers data, and the company's important data, and more over the customers data, where it's very important to them. So every day companies worldwide collect loads and loads of data of any customers and their daily operation. So data is stored in a database, so where it is handled, and due to it, other important data protection is critical of component for business protection. So yeah, data, we have to keep data very secure, and we have to keep it as much protected and safe as we can. So basically today we were talking about database threats. So what is database threat? So a database threat can be numerous. The threat can be accidental or initial intentional. So maybe the database accidental, maybe the person who works in the company, they never secure or keep the data protected enough, where people can easily steal the data, or people who intentionally do it, whereby any hackers, any third party just comes and try to hack and get the information out of the company. So what is threat? Threat can be initialized for software, and not only for software. A threat can be said that someone threatens me. So threat is where term it's very, how to say, it's damaging a person or the software to get their information stealed or whatever. So that's the meaning of threats. How many database threats are there? There are basically a lot of threats. There are lots of threats, but we're gonna make it this session a small session. So we're gonna talk about around, yeah, 5 database threats. So they are database vulnerability and misconfiguration, SQL injection, database backup exposure, denial of service attack, DOS attack, they call it as, lack of security expertise and education. So these are the database threats that we're gonna talk about. Okay, so the first threat, database threat we're gonna talk about is database vulnerability and misconfiguration. So what is this threats and who can countermeasure? So threat for this particular topic is where people who work there, or the person who is in charge of this database, to take care of the database, the people often happen, yeah, it often happens in database are found totally unprotected due to misconfiguration. So basically the person who works there, he has misconfigured the database and making it more vulnerable to the hackers, who they are hackers, often highly professional IT, especially, so I surely know about exploring data. So there are that kind of people who simply, not simply, they have a purpose where they want to steal the data of the certain company or whatever. So how to overcome it? So how to overcome this problem is where you should get a proper IT guy, a proper IT personnel. Personnel should be highly qualified and experienced, meaning that person should be highly educated in this field and highly they should really know the work of the configuration and how to take care of the data and how to keep it safe. Next, we're going to talk about SQL injection. So what is SQL injection? This is a type of attack where the hackers try to penetrate your company's website by penetrating your company's website, and from there they try to reach to your database. So this type of attack when a malicious code is embedded in the front-end web application and then passed to backend database. So from there they attack from your website to your database and try to steal the information. How to countermeasure it is by updating and patching up your website every 6 months or so, and always keep your firewall very highly protected. Next, database exposure. So what database backup exposure? So what is this? Basically, all the data can't be just stored in can't just be stored in a place there, So the database, if like the servers are full of data, they have to have some kind of thing, or they don't want to get their data to get corrupted or gone. They usually back up this kind of data. So when they back up this data, usually the original data will be secured, but the backup data, they don't, maybe they forgot, or they never implement or never think of that backup files are not important. So they leave it unprotected. So it's a good practice to make to make a backup and priority database a defined period of time. However, surprisingly, database backup files are often left completely unprotected from attackers. So as I said, they don't protect the backup file. So this makes easier to the attacker, the hacker, to penetrate the data, penetrating the data and getting the data so easily when they can just reach the backup data and use it for all kind of source. So how to overcome it by, we usually have to, like I say, the original backup, the original data is very secure, and when you back up, that data is not so secure. So if you ask me, both of that data should be secure. So basically encrypt both database and back it up. So the database and the backup database should be encrypted and stored in a place where is highly less penetratable by any third party or any hackers. So denial of service attack, DOS attack. They call it a DOS attack. So what is that? So DOS attack is where this type of attack is, slow down your database server and can even make it unavailable to all users. So despite the fact that DOS attack doesn't close the content of database, it may cost victim a lot of time and money. So basically, like a small example, maybe you won't call it as DOS attack, like when we, like a student from Unit 10, they are trying to, for example, we are gonna wait for a result. So when we are waiting for a result, and then when the result comes out, all the students try to go into the student info and try to log in and look at our results. But sometimes some students will encounter things where you can't open the website, you can't log in, you can't see the result. So this costs a lot of time for students, but money for a company, because all those customers trying to log in to their website and they can't log into the website, that might cost the customers a lot of time and cost a lot of money for the company. So how to overcome this problem is by having a strong antivirus and anti-spyware software on all systems with internet connection, and decrease the period or established period. Lastly, you like to talk about lack of security, expertise, and education. So this is basically comes to the person who's in charge of this database backup things, this database things. So basically, this person has lack of insufficient level of IT security, experts in an education or non-technical employee who break basic database security rule and put database at risk. So that person who has less or maybe the company appointed the wrong IT guy, or the company took in a person who has less expertise in these securities, or all that kind of things may cause a major risk to your company or causing the database at risk. Why? Person may also lack experience, security control, enforce policy, or conduct the indecent incident response process. So basically, that person don't do their job properly. So to counter that is by having a proper IT security specialist, and database users shall be educated in database security. So basically, we want a well educated, not well educated. I mean, a person who is well known in data, who has much knowledge in database security and has a lot of experience in this database security. So that's it from me and from this presentation. Thank you. We shall meet again.